What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Samuel Jones and I am a cinematographer based in Virginia Beach, Virginia. On this channel, I talk about all things cinematography, from lighting to composition to camera to lenses. So I hope you guys find this helpful as I talk about how I shot this. All right, hope you enjoyed that. That was a short I put together in my home called Memories. So there was no real storyline to this. I just was like, oh, I like this hallway, so I'm gonna put the camera here and I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna pick up this wedding album and I'm going to just look at it. And my focus was basically to see what type of shot I could get from using some very cheap lights. Real quick tip for you aspiring cinematographers, videographers, when you're setting up a shot, make sure you put your camera in place first, then you light. Remember that. Put the camera in place first, then you light. My first light and my key light was this pretty cheap RGB LED stick from Young Nuo. You can get these pretty cheap off of Amazon and B&H. This is actually my very first light. This is the first light I ever bought. And that was about 4 to 5 years ago. And it's still working sometimes. First, I want to talk about the quality of this RGB light. It can do every color on the spectrum. And also it can do 3200 all the way to 5600 Kelvin. Now the light source itself is kind of soft, but not really. So I had to add some type of diffusion to it. Because this light isn't very powerful, I had it all the way up on 100%, well, 99 because it can only go to 99%. And I moved it as close as possible to get as much light output out of it as I could. All right, so for the second light, I use my Godox SL60W. Now for this light, I used it to add some interest to the background. And the way I did that was I used this dish rack that my wife bought. I think she got it from Amazon, but I kind of wanted to put a pattern on that back wall. So I shined the light through there and it gave me this nice looking pattern, almost like blinds. Now I will say that that pattern on the back wall doesn't look very realistic. It ended up kind of looking like the moon shining through a window down the hall or something like that. And in order to make the scene seem more realistic, natural, and creative, I added the third light, which is the Godox M1. Also a RGB light. It does all the effects, and it has color temperatures ranging from like 7500 Kelvin down to 2600 Kelvin. So that's really warm to really cool. And it's about the same size as my cell phone. It's the iPhone 12. I use that light to basically add in a candle flicker, something that would come onto the right side of my face to kind of fill in some unwanted shadows. And it turned out pretty cool. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, moving on to the second shot, which is a close-up of the book and my hand in the frame. I didn't do much adjusting. I turned off the SL60 in the background because I didn't really need it. I also moved the key light, the RGB stick light, down some because it was creating a like weird glare on the marble countertop. Lastly, we're going to talk about the camera setup. So I'm a big fan of Blackmagic because of their affordability and the quality of the image. So I use the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 6K Pro. And the lens I used was the Sigma Art 18 and 35 1.8. And of course I had a black Pro Mist filter 1/4 strength on the lens. I just keep it on, I don't take it off. I just really like how it looks. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. I appreciate you guys for watching, and until next time, peace and love.